to the National Trust SH Irving Gallery for a look behind the scenes of our collection. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people, traditional custodians of the land we're on today, and pay my respects to elders past and present. Whilst lockdown has restricted our access to galleries and museums, we're pleased to be able to offer you a look behind the scenes of the collection. The collection holds historical and aesthetic significance as it charts the physical and intellectual development of Sydney and its surrounds. Beyond simply documenting the development of the region, these interpretations also provide an insight into how artists perceive such changes. In 1978, the SH Irving Gallery was established following the generosity and vision of our founder, Samuel Henry Irvine. The gallery opened with an exhibition marking the centenary of the death of Conrad Martens, one of Australia's leading artists of the colonial era. The gallery holds 12 works by Conrad Martens in its collection, which depict scenes of Sydney. Conrad Martens was born in London in 1801, the youngest of 3 sons. All of the brothers were artists. The eldest Henry was known for his paintings of battles, and the other brother, John William, was a landscape painter and topographer. Conrad was known to have studied watercolour painting under the master A.V. Copley Fielding, the most popular landscape painter of his day, who had also taught John Ruskin. Martens departed England in 1833 to sail to India via the Americas, but his plans changed when the ship reached Rio. Captain Fitzroy of the Beagle, leader of a scientific survey of Patagonia and Tierra del Fuego, wanted an artist to replace Augustus Earle, who was leaving the expedition because of ill health. Martens joined the Beagle at Montevideo and became associated with a group of observant scientists which included Charles Darwin. Without losing his feeling for the picturesque, Martens now became more concerned with factual topography, but the varied interests of the expedition's members greatly widened his experience and had a very positive effect on his later work in Australia. In 1834, he then journeyed to Sydney via Tahiti and New Zealand, arriving here in 1835, which would become his home for the rest of his life. His first residence was in Cumberland Street in the Rocks area, and from his studio at 38 Pitt Street, he gave lessons in drawings and painting. Martens' letter of introduction to Philip King, the eldest son of Australia's 3rd Governor, provided him with an entree to colonial society. Within a year, he received commissions to paint harbour views, inland and mountain scenes, and studies of the country houses of the colony's most influential patrons. His work was well received and proved to be very profitable. Paintings sold for an average of 15 guineas each and enabled him to build his house, Rockley Grange, on 5 acres of land at St Leonards, on Sydney's North Shore, although the economic slump of the 1840s made it hard to sell paintings. To augment his income, he produced a lithographic view of Sydney from the North Shore, hand-coloured prints, which he sold for a guinea. Later, in 1850, he issued Sketches in the Environs of Sydney, a series of 20 lithographs in 5 parts. For his watercolours, Martens found his purchasers among the elite of Sydney's residents and among the well-to-do landowners whose houses and holdings he painted. The theme of Sydney Harbour occupied Martens consistently over a period of 35 years. He pictured the harbour under spacious skies, disposing lights and shadows over its headlands with rare compositional skill. He could command the wide sweep of harbour landscape enveloped in pearly atmosphere, yet take note of the characteristic sandstone formations interspersed with the banksia and eucalypts in the foreground. His awareness of the European tradition of landscape deriving from Claude, his curiosity about his new environment, and his reaction to its light all combined with his technical skill to create watercolour landscapes of an extremely high order. He stood alone in his period. His painting confirms principles propounded in a lecture on landscape painting that he delivered in Sydney in 1856. He advocated concentrating the strongest darks in the foreground and using the highest lights and the deepest darks in such a way as to emphasise the principal objects. He died on the 21st of August 1878 and is buried at St Thomas's Cemetery, North Sydney. 6 watercolours, including this view of Campbell's Cove, originally owned by Colonial Secretary Sir Edward Tees Thompson, remained with his family for over a century until Mr Jim Bain organised for their purchase through various donations. 3 other works were donated by sisters Enid and Margaret Mort, granddaughters of Martin's friend and patron Thomas Sutcliffe Mort, making our Martin Suite a collection highlight. The Trust's collection continues to evolve with the donations of works, and we're really grateful to our members for their generous support.